Thank you very much, Father Enrique, Archbishop Gomez, Father Marco. It's a great honor and privilege for me to accept this. Last month, while I was on vacation, I read a book entitled Priesthood in a Time of Crisis. You might be wondering, why would I read a book that sounds like it would be filled with doom and gloom and ruin my vacation? But the book was based upon a recent survey of thousands of priests from throughout our country, and it showed that priests have much better mental health than the general population, fared much better through the pandemic than pretty much any sector in our country, and shows significantly higher job satisfaction than any other group. None of this surprised me. The vocation to priesthood is not a profession, but a call by the Lord to serve Him in an intimate manner. It doesn't feel like a job. Who else gets to spend their day helping good people, with God's grace, become better people? And then to have the opportunity to celebrate the sacraments, to baptize a baby and know in that moment the gates of heaven open to that soul, or to see the tears of relief and joy streaming down a person's face as they hear the words of absolution and confession, knowing that the Lord has welcomed them back. Or to hold in your hands bread and wine that becomes the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. What better way to live one's life? As a priest, I was perfectly content, loving my ministry, thinking that things couldn't get any better. When out of the blue, I was called to be auxiliary bishop of the great Diocese of Orange. Something I never wanted, something I never sought, something I never expected. And yet, I'm more blessed now in my ministry than I've ever been. To be able to learn from and work with Bishop Kevin Van, a dear friend of mine, has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. To be able to celebrate the sacrament of confirmation and be inspired by the young adults and youth who come filled with joy and excitement to receive the gifts of the Holy Spirit. To be able to celebrate the sacraments, ordaining men to the diaconate and priesthood, is a surreal experience. I feel like my body is there, but I'm not really there. I'm just stuck in awe that God would be so good to me. The irony of all this, though, is that I was not a good seminarian. In fact, I was a terrible seminarian. I was on probation about half the time of my life in the seminary. Not for academics, but because I just refused to get up and go to morning prayer with the community. I would say, the Lord can wait till 8:30 to hear my prayers, you all go ahead, and that just didn't seem to work with them. Added to that, I was part of a rebellious class that questioned everything and was probably the greatest thorn in the side of the faculty at St. John's in that time. But sometimes that's what we were called to do. When we stood up to faculty members who were denying that Jesus was truly present in the Eucharist, or denying that the Blessed Virgin Mary was truly a virgin, or when we broke the rules to secretly go and pray the rosary with other brothers, those were things that we were called to do, even though we knew that it was not what they wanted. Now, I'm not saying to the seminarians that are here tonight, don't go to morning prayer anymore, don't follow my bad example. But it shows how good God is, that He could take this seminarian with all of his struggles, with all of his challenges, with all of his difficulties, and allow him the great gift and ministry of being a priest and a bishop. And yet the time at St. John's was also a great blessing. While there, I made close friendships with my brothers that continue to this day. The brother that we've shared stays constant over these 40 years. Whenever we gather, we pick up conversations that we'd left off months before, talking about the joy of our ministry, sharing ideas how to serve our people better, and of course, there's lots and lots of laughter and joy. The greatest gift I received from St. John's was the gift of having a spiritual director. I was challenged to put my relationship with Jesus Christ front and center in my life, and that my personal prayer should go before anything else. This habit of prayer remains the greatest gift that I could receive and continues to help me to this day. Additionally, the experiences we had in field education while serving in the hospital or the jail allowed me to grow and to cultivate the gifts of empathy, compassion, and humility. I was in the seminary in the 80s. Things now are vastly better. The seminary has improved greatly on so many levels. The emphasis on spiritual formation, with the addition of Holy Hour of Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. I've gone into the chapel at 5 o'clock and I've been inspired by the men and their devotion, their prayerfulness as they have that quiet time with the Lord. The growth and attention to human formation is evident and is bearing fruit as we see so many young people, young priests ordained with zeal, with humility, with humor, with a love of the Lord that wants to bring that love to all of our brothers and sisters. Having a full pastoral year, allowing our men to discern, is this really their call? And for the church to discern if they have the gifts to be good priests that will bring Christ to all of our brothers and sisters. We are blessed to have a seminary that continues to improve and innovate so that we can continue to have zealous, faithful, and holy priests that will bring many more souls to Christ. Let us continue to support our seminarians and the faculty of St. John's with our ongoing prayers, gratitude, and support. Thank you very much.